Okay, so we're going to continue our coverage over Spawn for Spawn Sundays, where we do pick up with Curse of Spawn number 22. Now remember, Curse of Spawn was a spin-off series from the original to kind of help us explore the world of Spawn, to meet new characters who could possibly play big roles down the road in Spawn comics. Now, when it comes to this particular chapter that we're going to cover, we are going to get introduced to a new Spawn, and this Spawn is known as Zombie Spawn. But for us to kind of know or begin the process of learning about this new Spawn, we have to jump over to a different character. And that character would be Ryan Hatchett. Now, when it comes to Ryan Hatchett, when we do pick up with the character, well, he's trying to commit suicide. And the reason why? Because he feels like nobody loves him anymore. Now, we are told that when it comes to his family, he had a very hard upbringing, thanks to his grandmother, but also thanks to his mother as well. But the big reason why he's about to commit suicide is because of his girlfriend. See, he caught his girlfriend cheating on him. Well, with his bully. And so that broke his heart right there. And for him, it's kind of like there's no reason for him to stay alive. There's no reason for him to try to find a new fresh start in his life. And so he decided that he would commit suicide. Except when he does jump off the bridge, a beam of light hits him. And when that beam of light hits him, he does crash somewhere else, but he does crash land in a bunch of worms. Now, when it comes to Ryan, he has no idea that he was just technically teleported over into a brand new Earth, a counter Earth, or an alternate universe Earth. Either way, when he does arrive, he looks around and realizes that things seem a little bit more dark, that everything in New York is falling apart. Now, he does see another fellow, and when he tries to walk over to that fellow, well, that guy begins to try to eat Ryan like he is some kind of zombie. And so that kind of tells us that out of nowhere, Ryan was taken to an Earth where the Earth was turned to a planet full of zombies. Now, after getting rid of the zombie, he's then confronted by Freak. Now remember, when it comes to Freak, he was a character that was killed off by Spawn in one of our earlier videos. But on top of that, when it came to Freak, he had a mental breakdown because his wife decided that she did not want to have any children at all. And after hearing that, well, he had a mental breakdown and went all crazy. Now, like I said a moment ago, he was killed off by Spawn in one of our earlier videos, except we're left to believe that maybe Spawn powers were not properly working, and so instead of killing Golf Freak, they instead sent him over into, well, this alternate universe. Now, when it comes to Freak, he does tell Ryan, "You have been chosen." Now, before we are able to learn what he meant by that, you have Ryan just run away scared because the Freak is a crazy dude. But on top of that, Ryan just dealt with a bunch of zombies. And so you have Ryan decide to go ahead and go back home to his mom's house. Now, when he does arrive at his mom's house, matter of fact, on his way over to his mom's house, he realized the world is completely different. Again, it is darker, but again, there's more zombies and things are falling apart left and right. But when he does get home to his mom's house, he finds his mom, but his mom is being eaten alive by his own siblings, who are technically zombies as well. Now, you do have Ryan run away into another alleyway, and when he does, he finds Suzette, the girlfriend, the one that broke his heart, that had made him decide to commit suicide. Now, she is currently being attacked by two zombies, and those two zombies are two bullies that had always picked on Ryan when they were growing up. But on top of that, one of the two bullies is the same one that Suzette had cheated on Ryan with. And so, of course, he realized his ex-girlfriend is currently being attacked by two bullies who had always gave him a hard time. Now, Ryan is able to kind of build up the courage to basically save the woman that he still loves, even though she had apparently cheated on him. Either way, once he is able to get rid of the two zombie bullies, grab her hand, get the heck out of there, that is when we learn what happened to the world, or what in the world is going on over here in this parallel universe. And so you have Suzette tell us about Zombie Spawn, the person who's in charge of the zombies, but also this Earth. As a matter of fact, he basically lives on top of the Statue of Liberty. Now, real quick, when it comes to Zombie Spawn, and I know I already said this, but I want to say it one more time. We are not going to learn anything else about the character outside of this book, because this is the only time he and Ryan had ever appeared in Spawn comics, unless a new writer comes in and tries to do something new with the character. Now, when it comes to, well, Zombie Spawn, we learned that 8 months ago, an asteroid hit the Earth. And when this asteroid hit the Earth, of course, it brought Zombie Spawn and also a bunch of worms. Now, the worms, they were first to attack, and the reason why? To infect dead bodies, to, of course, bring those dead bodies back to life and turn them into zombies. But those worms were being controlled by Spawn. And so what the zombies do, they go around and hunt people of the living and bring them over to Spawn, or try to use them for other kinds of reasons, sometimes slavery. And so that's all we get for Zombie Spawn, and that's truthfully it. Now, while you have Suzette tell Ryan everything, well, that is the moment where he begins to scream very loud. And the reason why? Because he says his skin feels like it's on fire. Now, for Suzette, she believes that Ryan is also turning into a zombie, because some folks actually did turn to zombies in the way that Ryan feels right now. But of course, he is able to come down, but by the time he does, she runs away scared of him. Now, after you have Suzette run away, you then have Ryan be confronted by Freak. Now, when he is, you have Freak tell Ryan that Ryan is apparently the savior of this Earth. Because when it comes to Spawn being the most evil person on this Earth, the Earth needs a balance, meaning that between good and evil, it should be equal between the two sides. And unfortunately, right now, evil is totally winning against the force of good. And so that is where Ryan comes in, because you have Freak say, listen, your girl, Suzette, was most likely grabbed by now and will be taken over to Zombie Spawn as a sacrifice. If you want to save her, you're going to have to fight Zombie Spawn. And also, you have to be the savior of this Earth. And so you have Freak hand Ryan a couple of tools, and then he just transforms into some kind of zombie-like character. Now, we are not technically told how in the world he was able to transform into this other form, or what kind of character he truly is. Either way, he is upset about the idea of his girl being used as a sacrifice for Zombie Spawn. Now, when it comes to the last few pages of the story, it does get wrapped up very quickly, because you do have Hatchet being able to find Zombie Spawn. And when he does, you have the two characters fight against each other for the idea of Suzette. Now, we already know, because how she acted like earlier, even if Hatchet is able to defeat Zombie Spawn, she's not going to love him at all because the way he looks. Either way, you do have the two characters fight against each other. Now, when they do end the fight, it's not really more of, oh, Hatchet won. It's really more of Hatchet was able to get away with Suzette, but Zombie Spawn knows that Hatchet is out there and he'll go out of his way to basically kill off Hatchet. Now, like I said earlier, when it comes to Suzette, once she is saved by Hatchet and she looks at him, she freaks out and runs away. And so unfortunately, Ryan is left alone again, but he is confronted by Freak. And when he is, you do have Freak say, listen, you are the savior of this Earth. And so you must do what you have to do to save this Earth, but to also stop Zombie Spawn. But you also have Freak tell us that Hatchet is now a zombie as well, which means when he had landed in this Earth on those piles of worms, One of those worms most likely did infect him and turn him into a zombie, but a hero zombie instead. Either way, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.